Hi guys, I'm so sorry for this. We're gonna try again. There's something going on with the sound.
Can you hear me
Hello?
now?
Yeah, I can
Hello?
hear you now. I can hear.
Yay!
Oh, that's funny.
Teething problems.
Yeah, I know. It's always the same. There's always some little glitch that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you? Long time no see.
Yeah, a long time. Well, I saw you really briefly at the ZNA, I think.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then well, before that it's been like I don't know how long.
A very long time.
A
Many
very long
years.
time. Yeah, it must be
Many.
more than like 15 years or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy, hey? Time just flies by.
Doesn't it just? Yay! But lovely to see you.
Yeah, and you look really well.
Feeling good. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brazil's all right,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good life here. Yeah.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Brazil are you, James?
In the south of Brazil, in Santa Catarina,
Oh,
near a place called Florianopolis.
okay.
We're up in the hills, got a little farm, and yeah, getting on with life here, trying to be as self-sustainable as possible, which
Nice.
obviously right now is a very good thing. It's very necessary.
Yep.
You know, life's taken a big strange turn, no longer DJing and all that that, 25 years has been sort of eradicated in a strange kind of way, but finding a new way to get on with it, and it's great. Really
Yeah.
enjoying it, I have to say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we have some people here. I don't know if you can see, but there's
I can see people. Yeah, my
yeah.
wife just.
Huh?
Ah, there's Yui. Yui just joined from down under.
Ah,
Yay!
yeah. There's a few people come in now, but like because of the time zones, it's a bit funny, right? For people, it's like
Yeah.
So, well, I want to first off start off with saying, thanks so much for doing this, James.
Absolute
Yeah,
pleasure.
and so let's start with. I'm gonna guess that on my questions I have, artists, but I'm guessing artist name. That James is your birth name. I'm guessing.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. That's
Yeah.
the name on my passport, James Monro. Yeah.
James
Yeah.
Monro. Okay.
I never came up with a clever alternative. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuck
Well, James Monro sounds cool anyway. So
with.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
funny enough, somebody in America, when I played in the US many years ago, somebody came up to me and said, "My God, man, that's such a cool name. Two American icons, James Dean and Marilyn Monroe, and I wonder if that's so cool." And then I showed him my passport, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here, man."
oh, that's hilarious. You do the accent really well.
Where are you?
I'm in Canada.
You're in Canada.
Yeah, in a place called Prince George. It's British Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Having
And
a good time up.
sorry?
Having a good life up there.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's we got beautiful nature here and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just this summer it's been pretty crazy with the fires. We got lots of wildfires here.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
but
The States and Canada is really suffering at the moment.
yeah. Yeah. So, and then so then I wanted to ask, let's ask from the beginning, like how it all started for you, James, like with the getting into like the electronic scene and like
DJing, playing
Yeah.
music. Well, it started when I was literally 6 or 7 years old, messing
Wow.
about with my dad's record collection and playing music to his friends when they came round for drinks. He
Okay.
didn't have time to socialize and play music, so I used to play with he taught me how to play with his reel-to-reel tape and his vinyl collection. So I used to play everything from Fats Domino to classical music to Peter and the Wolf to ABBA to God knows what, while they were all drinking. And so it became a sort of thing. It was enhancing the environment that people are having fun in.
Okay.
And it was with me from then on. I played at school, I DJ'd at the school discos.
Wow.
Started collecting music as soon as I was able to sort of scrape the pennies together to be able to do it.
And was that in England, James?
That was in Scotland.
In Scotland, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Okay.
actually born in England, but raised in Scotland. My family are all Scottish.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So Scotland was where it all began for me.
That's where it all began, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when did you? And then so then you were you DJ'd at this DJing at the school, and then you started like collecting your own style of
Started
music.
collecting music, and then basically Summer of Love in 1988 was where it kind of all clicked. I'd always loved electronic music, from Jean-Michel Jarre to Visage to Simple Minds, and all sorts of different stuff that I used to buy in Woolworths. I used to go to the bargain vinyl department and buy all these strange pieces of vinyl that nobody wanted, and from there on, I just found electronic music took me to places that vocal music and acoustic music didn't at that time.
Okay.
And it's been a journey ever since. You know.
Yeah. And then what was your first, or what was your first like big part you played at, James? Or like when you started like with your electronic sound?
Well, the first party I played at was not that big. It was to about 60 people.
Okay.
And the first time I'd ever actually played my specific record collection. And after about 3 tracks, people came up to me and asked me if I could actually play something they could dance to. So that was a bit of a false start.
Okay, where was that?
I think the first time I really got to play properly was at Heaven, weirdly, in London, a thing called Megatripolis.
Okay.
I sort of ended up having a residency there with some friends, and then we put on our own parties. Then I went to Goa, and then it all kind of took off from there.
Okay, and so, how old were you when you played at Heaven then? Can you remember?
22.
22. Okay, and then you went. What year did you go to Goa for the first time, James?
1990.
1990. What a good time to go, hey?
Yeah, it was insane. It was amazing.
And what was your?
It felt like everybody was discovering it together for the first time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was your experience like there for the first time to go to Goa? Did you go by yourself, or did you go with a friends? And
I went with my soon-to-be first wife.
Okay.
We traveled around India together, and then we were told while we were traveling around that because traveling around India is quite hard work. And everyone said, look, man, go to Goa for Christmas. It's really chilled. The palm trees are all fluoro. You'll have a really nice time. So we went there knowing nothing, and had our brain exploded. Acid Eric, Laurent, Ray Castle, all that, and the whole kind of, we spent about 2.5 months down there and had an amazing time. Absolutely amazing time. Yeah.
Cool.
And it was mind blowing.
And
I took my music with me.
Yeah.
But obviously I'd been in England through the Summer of Love in 88 and 89. So I took the sort of acid house music with me.
Yeah.
But in Goa, I found some of the tracks that I loved from the acid house scene, but constantly played back to back. So it was sort of a concentrated version of the bits that I loved within acid house, and I was in heaven. I really was. And then I came back to England after that and was just on a mission.
On a mission, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so when did your label come in place? The Flying Rhino, and how did that?
Well, Flying Rhino was born on the back end of a tragedy, sadly.
Really?
I mean, we had the idea to start a record label, but when I...
Oh, you froze. Hello?
And he died on my stag night. He fell off a cliff in Cornwall.
Who was that?
He had
Sorry,
a little clothing company called Flying Rhino.
It cut
Adam
out for
Boyd.
a minute. I didn't hear what you... Who?
Sorry? Which point did you lose that?
I don't know. I asked you about Flying Rhino, and then you said it started on a tragic, and then it cut out for a minute.
Yeah, it started because a friend of mine died on my stag night in Cornwall.
Okay.
His name was Adam Boyd, and I met him in Goa in 1990, and we became good friends.
Okay.
And he came to my stag night, and on my stag night, he fell off a cliff
Oh.
and died. Yeah.
Wow.
So, in honor of that, George Barker, myself, and Dominic Lamb, who were all friends of his too, we decided to set up Flying Rhino as the name of the label, because Adam had a clothing company called
Okay.
Flying, and he always said, imagine the power of the most powerful animal on the planet being the rhino. Imagine if he could fly, what an animal he'd be. So Flying Rhino was born in memory of Adam,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
Okay. And so what year was that?
That was 94.
94. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And is this the label still up and running?
Well, it definitely got put on the back burner for a few years because the whole music industry changed, obviously. You know, we were a record label, we sold vinyl, we had you know, big overheads, we had big manufacturing. And then obviously when I got sent a beta tested MP3 player in the post, and I remember opening it and showing it to George, and we both looked at each other and we were like, shit, that's it, the writing's on the wall, we're fucked. And it was when Napster was going on and people weren't buying vinyl anymore. It was all the sales were going down. CDs were becoming a thing of the past, and we knew the writing was on the wall. And so we went bust, basically.
Oh.
And that happened in 2001.
2001.
And by that time, obviously, we were all quite hurt by what had happened and disillusioned. So, yeah, we shut it down. We went our separate ways. That was kind of when I came to Brazil and started a new life here. Came here for 2 weeks and pretty much stayed the rest of my life.
Okay.
And then since then, in the last 3 or 4 years, myself and Grant Collins, I don't know if you remember Darshan.
Yep.
Bell? Yeah. We've been doing a lot of music together. He's become a very dear friend. And we had a project while Flying Rhino was going on called 4D.
Okay.
And he was always very much more into kind of the techno end of things, a bit like myself. And we created a really firm partnership. And through this, we set up a label called 4 Digital Audio, doing much slower techno.
Okay.
And while we were doing this, we were both kind of fell out of love with psytrance through various different reasons. And then we carried on playing. I carried on playing not on the main stage at the festivals, but more on the sort of the chill out stage or the alternative stage, where I was playing techno and stuff, and was being subjected to the main stage. So I'd always spend time on both. Okay. And I always felt, I like this, but there's more. There's room for something else. So the kind of ethos of less is more and stripping it down a bit kind of gathered momentum. And then we both thought, fuck it, let's get Flying Rhino up and running again, and we can create our own little niche within the scene as it is now.
Yeah.
Which is what we've done very slowly.
Yeah.
I'm here and he's there, and when we're together, we work really well. When we're apart, we get on with our own lives. So it's quite a sort of fragmented situation with Flying at the moment. But we've got lots of music lined up.
Okay.
Time comes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of some of your first releases on Flying Rhino.
Technosomy.
Technosomy, that was it. Yeah.
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 And
yeah. That was very early days where I was literally messing about with an Atari computer and an Akai sampler and various analog keyboards. And Technosomy was the result of that.
And that was what year, James?
Back in the day when we had to take the entire studio out with us to be able to play live. Hire a van, take photographs of the settings on the desk, disappear to wherever we were going to go and play, and then reassemble it on stage, disassemble it, put it back in the van, drive back to England, get the Polaroids out and try and get the last track we were doing and put it all back together again from the Polaroids. Of the setting.
Oh, that is so cool. And so when you started DJing, James, you obviously started on vinyl. Then did you go straight to CD then after that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you just
Yeah.
stuck to playing with CDs.
I have moved on to, well, CD players, the Nexus, the new Pioneer Nexus ones. You have a CD player, but you also have the memory stick slot, which gives you the ability to have a lot more music at your fingertips. It works in exactly the same way as a CD player. It just means you can scroll through
Yeah.
music without having to get through a CD back,
Yeah.
and you've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
a lot more opportunity and possibility. So yeah, I'm still very much hands-on, not with the computer, but
Yeah.
with the Nexus, allowing me to do my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so then was after Technosomy, was it Slinky Wizard?
Slinky Wizard was basically George and Dom and Adam and Raj and Simon Posford. There were lots of us all in it at different times,
Different
lending
times,
a hand,
yeah.
tweaking here and there. Yeah, but I was firmly with Matt doing Technosomy when Slinky Wizard was at its zenith, so to speak.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Uh-huh.
we had Gus Till in the studio when we were
Yeah.
doing Flying Rhino up in Belsize Park, and
Yeah.
him and I started a project together called Stoop and Fidget. Yeah, it was a kind of collective.
Yeah.
You know, we had the studio, we had the office. It was a sort of little creative hub. And
Yeah.
we rode a really, really fun wave for a good few years where we all just joined in and had a blast, basically. It was incredibly self-indulgent and a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, there was some good releases on there. I mean, you had some good artists on some of your compilations.
Yeah, no, we were very lucky. We were very lucky. We were at the kind of the beginning of it all. There weren't too many labels. It wasn't saturated, and yeah, people trusted us to get their music out there, which we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we never did just one thing. We kind of, potentially to our own detriment, we pushed the boundaries of what constituted psychedelic trance, I think.
Trance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so your label was up and running and you were like DJing, and I wanted to know, what was your like first like gig outside of the UK? Where was that, James?
First gig outside of the UK,
Yeah.
I think, was Paris.
Paris?
1994. Matt Evans and I, as Technosomy, we'd released Electron Bender on Platypus Records in London.
Yeah.
And it got picked up by all sorts of big DJs, because at the time there wasn't much of that sort of music around. And it ended up on the desk of, who was it? It was Xavier.
Okay.
Xavier being French.
Yeah.
He had French in France. And there was a guy who had put on these parties called Technotans.
Okay, yeah.
And we played at Technotans in front of, I don't know, 8,000 people in a horse stadium where they do horse racing. And that was where we did our first live set, and I DJ'd as well. But I think that was the first proper foreign gig.
Okay.
Was in Paris.
Was in Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was insane.
It was really good, eh?
And then the next one was in Amsterdam at the Melkweg, in the Milky Way, which was such an honour to play there.
Okay.
You know, the list of bands who played in the Milky Way, from the Rolling Stones, Pistols to whoever.
I remember that Milky Way. Jeez, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, but it'd been there for a long time. I don't know if it's still going, but...
Yeah, I don't know if it's still going either.
Yeah.
No idea. Somebody says you got to play with Youth and Matt.
Yes, exactly. Yay.
Was that in France?
That was in the Melkweg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be interviewing Youth next week, hopefully.
Crikey, you'll need hours for that. That man has got some tales to tell. Oh yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
And at the end of the day, he gave us such a leg up.
Yeah.
As a young label, as young artists, you know, back in the day, to be able to write the music that we write today, where now you can do it in a laptop. Back then, you know, each sound was generated by a different synthesizer, and synthesizers were expensive. So without a proper recording studio, it was nigh on impossible. So Ott, Posford, Gus, all of them cut their teeth in Butterfly Studios, which was
Yeah.
youth studios.
Studio. Yeah.
And he gave this whole scene a kind of leg up that I don't think enough people give him credit for.
So that's the thing.
He
That's
was
why, yeah.
intrinsic to us being able to move forward.
That's why I want to interview him, because I think, you know, for a lot of people don't really know about, you know, youth, like how, like, yeah. I mean, he, you know, influenced me a lot, and he also gave me a lot of like opportunities to play and stuff. So in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, he's a legend and deserves to be known for being such.
Yes.
He really does.
Yeah.
You know, man with a name, hallucinogen, Nick Doof. You know, I mean, the early days, he was responsible for nurturing that talent.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. God,
Massively.
Nick Doof. Oh my God, that was, yeah, back then.
Let's turn on.
Let's turn on. Yeah. He's doing isn't he doing some kind of like ambient or some kind, I don't know, I heard he's doing
yeah, he's very much involved with writing songs, playing medicine music, doing acoustic. I mean, it's beautiful music that he does at the moment, but it's definitely a long way away from the days of electronic. Yeah, very much.
Yeah, it would have been cool to get an interview with him, but I doubt very much he would be up for it.
he's very much taking a back seat these days.
Yeah. So then I wanted to, let's talk about, like, I mean, moving forward, like, what are you working on now, James? Like,
crikey, all sorts.
Yeah.
All sorts. I mean, I've just been doing I've been writing lots of ambient music. I've written a whole load of new trance stuff. I've been writing deep house. I've been writing techno. Because at the end of the day, music is music, and I love it all. So, and I get bored very quickly. So I'm always trying new things, you know. And I'm so inspired by different styles of music. I hear one thing one day, and I'm like, oh God, and I go in the studio the next day to try and get what's in me out. And that, you know, can be anything from breakbeat to dub to also.
Yeah. Because you sent me some music yesterday. Was that a mix? And was that some stuff that you've actually made, James?
Yeah, that entire mix, bar one track, was all my own stuff, or stuff I've done with other people.
Okay, well that was really very nice. So, what is that going to be? Are you going to be releasing any of that stuff?
Some of it's been released, and I hope that in the future, when things return to a semblance of normality and there's a dance floor to feed again, it will all see the light of day. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what label is it going to be? What are you releasing on?
Some of it's been released on Nano. Some of it's been released on Flying Rhino, and some other bits will be released on Nano and Flying Rhino together again.
Okay.
Really enjoyed working with the Nano crew. Really good bunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, as your like DJing career, did you have a break at all, James, or did you just been DJing, or did you have like some kind of like break?
I did have a break. When I came to Brazil,
the
reason I came to Brazil was because I needed to get away from everything that I'd lost my wife, I'd lost Flying Rhino. You know, my life had taken a very sort of downward turn, and I needed to go somewhere that I didn't know anyone, no one knew me. It was a clean break.
Yeah.
Yes, I went with a bag of records and some CDs, but the idea to coming here was I was kind of at a crossroads of whether I wanted to actually carry on with music or do something else. And where we now live, my wife and I, Tash, is where I got healed by just ejecting from the music scene, found a little place on the beach, and sat for 6 weeks kind of just thinking, going inwards, working out what it is I wanted to do. So I gave it one last chance, said, okay, I'm going to go. I got invited to play at a gig called Tribe in Brazil.
Okay. In Brazil.
Really nice party. And I said, okay, I'm going to go to this. It's a psytrance party, but I'm going to go and play exactly what I want to play and what I think is going to make a dance floor tick.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was not about full power, fast as you like, and super psychedelic. It was about groove, emotion, and yes, of course, psychedelic.
Yeah.
So yeah, they let me play. They gave me a 2.5, 3 hour set. First hour was quite uncomfortable because I was doing something a bit different, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
But slowly I got their attention, and it turned into the experience I really hoped it would be, which was give me the strength and the heart to know that what I was doing was the right thing.
Oh, wicked.
And to carry on with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brazil brought me back, and at the same time, it's given me a home.
Yeah. Well, that's all. Well, I hear that the trance scene in Brazil is pretty big, hey?
Trance scene in Brazil is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've played to the biggest crowds I've ever played in my life.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, definitely. From what I'm hearing and seeing, Brazil is definitely taken off.
Yeah. Although right now, of course, nada.
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 Yeah, like zero, hey?
Yeah, I missed the dance floor, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. We have little get-togethers here. We play music and dance outside, but it's never more than 5 or 10 of us, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what so how long was your break that you took, James, off DJing?
Well, having decided that I wanted to carry on with DJing, from the point I wanted to give it a break, it wasn't that long. It was like 3 months.
Oh, not so long then, hey?
Not so long, but once after Flying Rhino died, there was a kind of a year where I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I kind of did it out of habit rather than out of desire. And that's what I needed to get back, was the passion to be able to really want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Because my other thing, I love working with wood and carpentry and
Okay.
making things. So I found a balance here in Brazil where I do my music, and you know, we've built everything that we've got here, and I'm carrying on building bits of furniture and creating stuff. So it kind of, I'm going from the analog to the digital and back again, and constantly in and out of working with my hands and working with the computer. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in Canada. Somebody's asking where are you? I'm in Canada, in British Columbia right now. Yeah. But yeah, I also had a long break, you know, from DJing and stuff. So
I think it's important to do it every now and again because it gives you the hunger again.
Yeah.
When you stop and you're kind of saturated, it's like with anything. You need to step away from things to be able to feel hungry again.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, we've both done it for a long time, and
we have.
You know, and then me, I had kids, so then that was like, you know, first sign for me to have a break was when I had my second child. It was like, okay, well, you know,
forced break.
Yeah. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Like, huh?
You've got 2.
Yeah, my son Mali, he just turned 18, and then my daughter's 7.5. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Single mom.
Well, we haven't got kids, but we've got a plethora of animals.
I bet you do. You must have like a full-on farm going on over there.
We do, yeah. Pigs, goats, horses, dogs, cats, chickens, ducks.
Awesome. That's awesome. And then you were like, how many ZNA was that? How many times have you played at the ZNA then? Because that was my first time 2 years ago.
I've played it every single one, I think.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
I think the first one they did, I wasn't there, but since then I've played every one.
Cool. And do you remember the first boom, James?
I certainly do. Who could forget it?
Yeah. Because I don't know if it was the first or the second one where it was me, you, Dominic, you and me and Dominic were all. Yeah.
Yeah, Dominic was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And loads of us went out.
Yeah.
We had absolute ball.
I still have one of the flyers, and it's from the one where a whole bunch of us was all playing together.
Where Gus fell asleep on stage while he was doing Slinky Wizard. Yeah.
Oh my hilarious. Funny.
Good old Gus.
Yeah. Then I wanted to ask, do you have any like any favorite like or any artists that you really like at the moment in the electronic scene? Doesn't necessarily have to be trance, but
I mean, yeah. There's. I just hear new music because I listen to the radio a lot. I listen to all sorts of radio stations, so I'm hearing music all the time.
fine.
But I'm kind of our end of things. Maceo-Plex never ceases to amaze me.
Okay.
Neil Fromm is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, it's more sort of classical electronic. I mean, what he does is absolutely incredible. Trentemøller and on the trance thing, Alibi and Eclipse, I love what they do. Full groove. And obviously Dixter's a firm favourite of mine and somebody I absolutely love working with.
Yeah.
He's such a star, and he's effortless, and he just makes it look and sound so easy, and it's so much fun listening to Dixter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, and then so I wanted to ask you again about the Flying Rhino. So you're saying that you're going to release some stuff here and there as on
Yes.
Flying Rhino?
Yes.
Okay. And when, do you know when? Any idea?
Well, I hope that with things opening up a little bit, that I can get back to the UK in September, in which case I'll sit down with Grant and we'll fire out some releases.
Okay. And are you going to do...
We've got about a dozen releases ready to go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Already, hey?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing about it is it means I get to play them before they get released. So I've got a nice catalogue of music to dip into at the moment.
Because I know that's what a lot of people were like. They were like, oh, please, ask James about Flying Rhino. Like loads of people like wanting to know what's going on with Flying Rhino. So
it's on the back burner, but it's definitely there's ammunition ready to be loaded and fired out into the universe. Yeah.
And
sure.
will you release will you do CDs, or are you just gonna release everything online? Like
for now,
for like downloading
the cost of at the moment we'll just do digital releases, but those that are popular, and I think we'll probably, like comics, at the end of every year they'll have an annual with the best of all the bits in between.
Yeah,
I think we'll probably do this. We'll do releases on CD when we've got a nice compilation that flows seamlessly and has been popular, and then of course we'll do, because there's nothing better having hardware in your hands.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm having an actual tangible music collection that I can look at, and each CD or each piece of vinyl has got a story to tell.
Yeah,
and it's got cover, it's artwork, and it's a lot more passionate than just a cold download.
Yeah, that's the thing with me.
We'll be doing hardware.
That's why I'm asking, because I actually prefer to buy the CDs, like, and to have my music, and have the whole experience. You know what I mean? The cover, everything.
Exactly.
So that's why I was wondering if it.
No, we'll do, because as I said, we'll do lots of digital releases, but the best of, we'll do compilations on CD for sure.
Okay.
And if there's demand for it, who knows? Vinyl is making a resurgence.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Vinyl's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, big time, and with reason, because it sounds so much better off vinyl.
Yeah.
If there is a demand for it, then we'll do special releases on vinyl too.
Sweet. And and then what was the last time you went back to Goa, James?
Well, I think from between 1990, I didn't go back there till 4 years ago. 4 years ago I went back.
So you had a long break too.
A very long break.
And
I kind of always maintained that was what I would do, because I had such an incredible experience that time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go the next year, and then friends of mine who I was with the year I was there did go back, and came back going, oh God, it wasn't quite the same. There's something missing. And so I was like, you know what? I don't want to taint my beautiful memories
Yeah.
of what happened. To the point where when I did go back, it was like I'd never been. It had changed so much.
So much.
You know, obviously it's changed so much. But at the same time, a lot of the same people are there, a lot of friends are there. And I had a really, really amazing time.
Oh, that's
But it was
cool.
completely different.
Did you play there?
I did play there a couple of times, yes.
Yeah. Where did you play? Where did you play?
Oh, God, I can't remember the name of the place. One of the places wasn't there when I was there. I played in Shiva Valley.
Okay.
I played techno at Curly's.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was quite good fun, actually. Very different audience to what I remember. There was lots of Russians, and it was technos and Goa as well as trance. And then we did a party up on sort of above the hilltop to the left. I can't remember the name of the place.
Oh,
but,
I don't know. Yeah, because I went back for the first time after not going for like 11 years as well, and there was so many like party places, and it was just like, but yeah, I think I heard about that one. I never actually went. That somewhere up on the hill.
I can't remember the name of it, but it was really nice, and it was a sort of a preview for not the Glade, for Noisily. Chris Williams and the whole crew of them organised it, and it was a really good night. Dickie and I played together as Bumbling Loons, and yeah, it was really good.
Oh.
Really good. Yeah. I had a really nice time, and I will definitely go back.
Oh, that's killer. Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed, but it hasn't changed for the worse. It's still a really lovely place to be, and it's madness, you know, the madness of India and the colours and
the colours, the smells and everything, yeah.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Origins, somebody wrote it down. Yeah, Origins, that's the one.
Oh, Origins. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Somebody says Monkey Valley. I don't know. Did you play in Monkey Valley?
Monkey Valley. I can't remember.
Hello, James. Somebody saying hello, James. There's been quite a lot of people chatting here, but I haven't been able to concentrate.
No, I can't. I can't really multitask. But hello, everybody.
I saw you 10 years back. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Big mess in the parties. I got tipped by Russian dudes at Curly's. Yes, I did. Yo, Jussie. Hello, mate.
You got what? You got tipped?
I got tipped, but as if I was a fucking stripper. I got tipped.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
They were chucking money at me.
Oh, wow. Go, James. You must have made a good impression on them then. They were just chucking money.
It was cooking in there. It was really good. It's really good. On the beach, you know. Yeah, it's good fun in there.
Yeah.
All the old palm trees all painted fluoro, and yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good shit. And so now, like, I'm guessing your plans are a little bit on hold, like everybody else, until this all blows over. But I'm guessing once this blows over, you're ready to go partying and DJing and start releasing.
Absolutely. Oh yes. Yeah. All guns blazing.
All guns blazing.
I miss it so much. You know, it's such a fundamental part of who I am and, you know, life.
Yeah.
But it was really tricky. This, you know, it's been what, March. I was in Australia and New Zealand in March last year.
Okay.
And then it all kicked in, and I haven't really been anywhere since. So it's taken quite a while to adjust to not having that kind of. I'm looking forward to being in an airport, being in queues, on airplanes and going to places. I haven't been able to do that. So I've had to find another rhythm, and I've really found that here. It's been amazing. Tash has been really supportive.
Yeah.
I've been able, as I said before, I've been able to do my music, and doing my carpentry, working on the farm, and just living a life here, knowing that for now we're not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere, yeah.
You know, and I'm happy where I am. Very happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
all we can do, really. There's no point really stressing about stuff, is it? Really,
No, exactly.
you just gotta ride it and go with the flow, man. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And as a result, I'm writing got lots of new music. You know, the juices are still flowing on the creative front, and yeah, I'm very content with my lot right now. Apart from missing all you nutters out there on the dance floor.
Yeah. I don't know why people are having some conversation, and then somebody says, "Huh, who's that Liz Lips Deep?"
That's my wife, Tashi, asking who's Lips Deep.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I don't either. Ah, it's Feo. Ah, he's in Brazil.
Oh,
GJ Feo. Do you remember Feo?
God.
Love man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. You know, like we meet so many people around the world, and like I'm not very good with names. I'm better with faces.
Yes, I'm with you on that front.
And you know, having kids and getting older, your brain like dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I miss it, and you know, the madness of the dance floor and just that whole energy. I'm looking forward to when that kicks in again. Really.
Well, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good that you've still been busy, like, you know, producing music with having this, like, you know, long break. It gives you more time to, like, because, you know, making music takes time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
It does. But for me, it's kind of like a meditation. It's a fundamental part of my makeup.
Yeah.
And if I write music, then I suffer.
Yeah.
And there are times when it's flowing out of me and I'm in here on a daily basis. And there are times when I'm not doing anything for a week because I'm doing other things. And then I get an inspiration, I come back in and I always get a result at the moment, which is good.
You what? Sorry?
I always get a result at the moment every time I turn the computer on.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's time well spent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah.
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 And can I ask you then also, I wanted to ask what can you, like, you know, I'm not going to say one, but give me a few of like your favorite countries or festivals that you've played at, like, you know, that you've had, like, you know, best experiences in.
Fundamental time spent. Yeah. Well, you mentioned Boom. You know, the Boom has just blossomed into the most phenomenal gathering.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky, and I've played at pretty much every single one since 1997. And it still knocks fucking spots off most. And it is an incredible bathing in all good things.
Yeah.
Psychedelic, creative. Yeah, it's just yummy. It really is. Yeah. Azora is also, you know, talk about the big ones. Azora is also still, the reason it's so big is because it's so good. And it's an incredible gathering. Over the years, you know, South Africa, the Vortex parties were always incredible.
Yeah, I played that Vortex once. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were amazing. And we were very lucky. We had the Flying Rhino Easter special that we did for a few years every year, which was phenomenal. And in Israel, Moksha, who I play for a lot these days, well, I did until at the moment, obviously not, but
yeah.
You know, and Samothrace, let's not forget.
Somebody just said Athens, Greece.
Yeah, Athens. Yeah, Greece, I had a really good time in Greece. And I was playing pretty much every month there for a few years.
Yeah.
And it was always good fun, good times. Yeah. Where else? Japan, let's not forget. Rainbow Serpent, let's not forget. Rainbow's phenomenal and it's still going strong. And I've been playing there. I played there last year. Obviously, last year was slightly cancelled due to the fires.
Yeah.
But again, the market stage at the Rainbow Serpent is a proper smoking dance floor. Proper.
Oh.
Yeah. Ah.
No.
Naughty.
What?
Naughty.
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 Proper, innit? Proper.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that word in a while.
And then, of course, in England, we've got the mothership, which is Glastonbury, which I've been going to since I was very young.
Yeah.
And it was just, it still is. It's just incredible. There's so much going on, and I've been very lucky to be able to play on the Glade stage there. And early days, we put our own sound systems in there, and the little renegade sessions that we had at Glastonbury. It's memorable.
Yeah.
Can't remember much about it, but good times were had.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Glastonbury a few times, but yeah, I never really remember everything because it's like, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So much.
And then the Glade picked up the mantle of that. You know, the few years the Glade was going in England was phenomenal. You know, really.
Yeah. Hi, Portugal.
Hi, Portugal. Boa tarde, Portugal.
Yeah, I was gonna say you must speak Brazilian.
Portuguese. Yeah,
Portuguese.
Sei falo.
Yeah, are you fluent?
Yeah. I know somebody said Boomtown. Yeah, Boomtown's pretty off fucking hook as well. You probably haven't been to Boomtown. It's new on the agenda, really. It's incredible. So the
Where is it? Where is it?
Next generation. In Matherley Bowl, near Winchester.
Oh.
Kind of more, the main stage is more breaks and glitch, and it's a different thing. And then Tribe of Frog and Psychedelic Forest. We've got some of those little sort of offshoots which we get involved in. But as a thing, it's fucking phenomenal.
Okay. Is that in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I haven't been. Well,
very anarchic. Very anarchic.
Yeah, I haven't been. Well, I haven't been to the UK in like what the last two. Not last year. The year before was the first time back after 10 years.
Wow.
So yeah. Yeah.
So it's a while since you've been on a good old English threnching dance floor. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So because pretty much I've been in Canada the whole time, and then I played in Canada a few times at the Shambhala Festival, and a few like local parties in Vancouver and Toronto, but like I hadn't been DJing out at all, So ZNA and then Goa last year was like my first gigs after like 10 years outside. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, was amazing. Yeah.
Playing vinyl, playing CDs?
Well, when I went to ZNA, because I said to them, well, how retro? And they said, well, it's retro only. So yeah. I was like, oh, so it's old school. They're like, yeah. So I was the only one playing with my DAT machine.
Wicked. Proper old school.
Proper old school. So yeah, I had my I was playing off DAT. Yeah. And
Wicked.
When I went to go, I took CDs, but I think next time I play out, I'm gonna have to go with the sticks.
Yes. You know what? You don't lose anything by using sticks. In fact, I think you gain, because you can have so much more music at your fingertips.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's easier for carrying around and everything, right?
Yeah, there is that as well. But then you also, every now and again, you leave beautiful presents behind. You forget that you've got the bloody memory sticks. You get a little bit too hard or whatever it might be, and you end up leaving them. I've done it so many times and left the memory sticks behind. And I just hope that whoever picks them out enjoys the music on there.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. I played that. God, there's quite a few people coming online now, because I guess some people are waking up. It's morning time. Is
it morning time?
Well, in Europe it is, yeah.
Europe's what, 4 or 5 hours ahead?
Well, yeah, 8 hours from here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no, it's still early. I don't know. There was somebody here from Portugal online, so that's pretty early too.
Or late.
Or late.
Up late. Portugal's nighttime.
Ah, 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah.
Wow.
It's the late owls.
It's the late owls, yeah. The party animals.
Yeah.
6 years, yeah. So yeah, what else I wanted to, yeah, well, I was, obviously really fascinated about, the flying rhino, and I'm kind of excited. I'm sure loads of people are excited now to hear that you actually are going to be, releasing some stuff soon on flying rhino.
Yeah, yeah, we are. We've got good stuff lined up, really do. And we've put a few releases out, but we didn't really put our backs into it. So we might get a bit of help from Regan to kind of try and promote it, because obviously it's a whole new digital platform now, and I'm not very good on social media. I'm very lax with the new way of doing things. So we need to work with people who are really au fait with how the whole social media works, with the new way of promoting things and PR and all of that. I hate it, to be honest. I just want to write music and play music.
And play music, yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did notice that you don't really go on your, pages very often, so.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Particularly now. I don't know why. I'd rather speak to somebody on the phone or receive an email. I'm kind of old school.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same. I like to, talk to my friends on the phone more, really. But then I, also because I wasn't really doing much, and I over the winter I was like, okay, maybe I'll just start up this project of interviewing, some DJs and artists, that have been in the scene for a long time. So now I'm on Instagram a lot more.
Who have you had on there with you?
Oh, there's been a whole bunch. I had Mike McGuire.
Mike the
Yeah, Mike McGuire was on. I had Johan Bailey. I had Oleg. I had Jair on. I had God, who else have I had? DJ Solitaire. I've had some new people that I don't really know. Akasha, some from New Zealand. Muramoto.
Yeah.
I had Starling from the Hilltop on.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, there's been quite a few. Who else? Oh, I had Sandman Itzik.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Paranormal Attack. Yeah, I even had
who's got lined up?
I even had a techno artist on. Well, right now, next I'm hoping for Youth. If I can get a solid date and time locked in with him. I'm hoping for the 31st, I think, of this month.
Yeah.
And then I gotta get Euphoria. Well, I had a date already with him, but then he had to cancel because that was a time when they had that war going on, that brief war.
Yes.
So so I got to reschedule with him, and and then I don't know. I'd like to get Graham Wood on here as well.
Graham.
Yeah. So I wanted to get some.
The original tipster.
Yes. So I wanted to get some of the older crew, and then mix in with some people that haven't been in the scene for that long, and also not just focus on psytrance, a little bit of techno or house or whatever. So
yeah, fair enough. Good call.
Yeah.
There's all of it,
Yeah. So I don't know, just see who gets back to me, because also a lot of people don't really want to do interviews. They're not really into it, or so. Yeah. I did ask because loads of people were wanting me to interview Simon Posford, but he's not up for it at all.
He's not up for it. The original and the old recluse.
No. He's like no. He said I'm not really into interviews.
He's quite shy, is our Simon. He is quite shy.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna get Merv on at some point. Eat Static.
Merv.
Yeah.
Merv.
Mad alien. Yeah, the mad alien. Yeah, and then see. I don't know if you have any suggestions. Let me know.
Well, you could do worse. Getting Dickie on there, get Tristan on there. I could put a word in for you.
Yeah.
Tristan, he's very, loves getting out there and talking about the scene and what he does. I can put a word in for you, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, most of them have been really going really well and got like good response. You know, I guess you know, some DJs or artists more because everybody has their favorites, right? So
Yeah.
but yeah, and then it's just kind of hard also with the, like I said, with the time zone. So to get you know, depends where they
Yeah,
are.
UK is quite tricky. Europe's quite tricky because it's so late.
Yeah, I have to do it kind of like early morning. Same when I'm doing like somebody in India, it's either late night for me that I have to do it, or early morning. So I had Rike on.
Rike.
Yeah, Rike. Yeah, and I had I don't know if you know Uni Macho.
Yeah.
Oh, and I had Sayoshi on. Sayoshi was the first.
Slushy. How was he?
Yeah, good, really good. Yeah,
Aww.
really good.
Yeah, I miss all the Japan lot. I haven't been there for a while now.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's
Japan was
good, such a good time there every time.
Yeah, good people, you know.
Really good people, special.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And the next generation, the new lot, you know, Yuta and co, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I also want to try and interview some, like, you know, party organizers, just to get, you know, their kind of, you know, journeys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe a few labels here and there, you know, because I think it'll be kind of interesting too.
I think it's a good call.
Yeah.
What you're doing.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done you for, you know, taking it to do it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
like
it's been nice. And there's, like, you know, there's so many like the younger generation, right, that are so into like this scene but don't know how it all like started, or, you know, who was part of it back in the day. So it's been like fun for them too to get to know, learn something new.
some of us find out who the dinosaurs are.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I introduced Mike McGuire, like everybody's like, who's Mike McGuire? And then, you know, when Mike McGuire came on, we were like, you know, we were talking, and then it's like, as soon as we mentioned Juno Raptor, people were like, what? I was like, yeah, you know, you didn't know that Mike McGuire was part of Juno. Oh, funny. So yeah, it's been interesting.
How is Mike?
He's really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Still doing music? Still involved?
Not really. No. He's no, he's kind of retired, but I mean, he does like private, like, you know, if Anjim or somebody does something, he'll go and play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise,
I've seen a bit lately.
huh?
It's really nice to see him again, beaming. He's such fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just did a party not long. I think Denise just went to a party this weekend or last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that the UK's opened up again, there are a few little events going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. I know there was a lot of people camping in Cornwall, having a bit of a knees up this weekend. Loads of our mates down there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, there's been parties, I think, in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Mexico's happening. I think Poland.
Okay.
And where else? There's another place I think in New Zealand, parties are still happening.
Okay.
So yeah.
There are places where it's still
going on. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think some parts of Germany as well are having some parties, like Berlin, and so.
Good. The underground lives on. It always will.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the underground always came from suppression and, you know, the young kids needing a release, and
exactly.
That's where it always comes from. Suppress them up top, and they'll pop out the bottom.
Pop out.
The underground. My underground.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were together in your first time in Italy. Oh, where's that?
Tulum.
Tulum. I don't know. There's quite a few messages here. Techno scene.
Do the messages stay? No.
No, that's what I was saying. That's the only thing with the live is the messages don't stay. So, they only come up on here.
Okay.
Yeah. Then once I end the live.
Done. Gone.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Touch base with some of them after. Oh, somebody said thank you for the Sounds of Earth podcast. Oh, you're very most welcome. Very most welcome.
Thanks for the what?
The Sounds of Earth podcast. I've done a couple of podcasts for Sounds of Earth.
Oh.
It's a label in Mexico.
Oh, cool.
Really, really nice label.
Oh, cool.
Good crew. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Good time in Mexico as well. Bloody hell. Longest set of my life was in Mexico.
Really?
18 hours.
What?
Yeah.
18 hours. I think, yeah, well, I've done one long set in Portugal. I think it was like 10 hours, but 18 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I might have beaten it. No, I think I have beaten it. No, I haven't beaten it. I came close recently doing an online broadcast. I played all through the night and all through the morning, but it was split in two. I think I did 11 hours in one go, and then maybe 6 in another. Yeah, in the morning with the afternoon.
Well, that's killer. I mean, loads of DJs would be jealous to hear that. Nowadays you're lucky if you get like 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's nuts. Trying to get as many bums on seats as possible. Put as many DJs on the lineup as possible. Fuck off.
I know,
Back
man.
in the party, you didn't know who was playing. You know?
Yeah, you can't really do anything with 45 minutes.
No, you can't.
Really?
No, I find there is the shorter the set, the more difficult it is.
Yeah.
Because you've got you've got no time to take it away, go explore another kind of avenue, and then bring them back. You can't undulate in the same way. When you've got time, you can relax, you can sit and move left and right.
Yeah.
And experiment. And if you've only got an hour and a half, if you experiment, you haven't got time to come back, and then you can lose the audience.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow, 18 hours.
What was I on? Really nice drops, good tequila, ceviche, and the Caribbean.
That's killer, man. 18 hours. That's amazing.
Yeah. And with vinyl.
With vinyl.
Vinyl.
Wow, you had a lot of vinyls with you, man. Jeez.
Well, I had a big bag of vinyl. I think I played S-Range. An S-Range track was the only track I played twice. I managed to discover lots of new music doing that. B-sides and B-sides. And it was really good fun.
Oh, I actually interviewed S-Range.
Anthony,
yeah.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. I didn't obviously I know S-Range, but I didn't really know Anthony. I met him like long time ago in at the Boom, one of the Booms.
Yeah, when he was on Spiral Tracks.
Yeah, and then I met him like at the last ZNA, and yeah, we got talking, and he's like such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy. Yeah, he was out in Brazil for quite a long time.
He's still in Brazil. He's still in Brazil, yeah.
Yes, it is. It is live, mate. I'm just telling a friend of mine that it's live.
Yeah, he's still in Brazil, yeah.
Is he still here?
Yeah.
Oh, I should touch base with him.
Yeah.
See if we can get him to come and stay down here. Be lovely to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. And I got to meet, what's his name? Thomas?
Atmos.
Yeah.
The mad Swede Pole. Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a joy. He really is a joy.
Yeah, it was super cool. Yeah, it was nice to go to ZNA, you know, like for me, like after all these years, and it was like all old school, and got to meet all these people that I hadn't seen in a long time. You know, got to see Rictum, because I hadn't seen him in a long time as well. So yeah.
No, ZNA is a really nice little gathering of the old firm.
Yeah.
Playing, our favourite tracks from way back when.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really nice to see a young dance floor getting turned on by, at the end of the day, the roots of what this scene now is.
Yes.
You know, people dismiss the music. I mean, I dismiss the music because obviously we all moved on and production levels have changed. But at the end of the day, the vibe and the intent that was put into the music, what went into making it happen, was very special.
Yeah.
And the experimentation that went on.
Yeah.
And everyone was messing around with analog synthesizers and properly creating what they did.
Yeah.
You know?
So, before we like end the conversation, I want to like, what is your like main style like now, James? Or you just have a big range?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I play less trance these days, or certainly up till recently, than I did. I slowed it down. I still love psychedelic music. I love the journey, the music, the journey that music can give you.
Yeah.
But I found the frenetic nature of psytrance, with the BPM that it rose to, it didn't resonate with me.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
My old age, I slowed it right down.
Yeah, yeah.
And my preferred BPM is like 126, 124, 126. I just find that with that pace, the groove and the space between, what you can do with that space between, I find it can be so much more psychedelic.
Yeah.
But it's horses. Other people completely disagree with that and think the faster it goes, the more intense it is, the more psychedelic it becomes. Personally, I like it slower, but and with that slowness, you can create such intensity with really subtle differences.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm if I want to go out and play, I'd rather play slower.
Slower, yeah. Yeah, it's the same with me, really. I mean,
if I play trance, I'll be playing at 138, 140 max.
Max, yeah, same here. Like
134, 138, you know.
Yeah, otherwise it just gets too manic, and then also it just loses the story. I don't know. It's just, yeah. Especially if you go to a trance party and it's all night the same BPM, it gets tiring. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we came, you know, back in the day, the Goa music was slow, and then it was fast, and then it was slow, and you know, a lot of the techno was it wasn't fast. It was.
Well, yeah, most
heartbeat. It was a sort of a natural elevated heartbeat, and it allowed you to stay put all night and go.
Yeah.
I can't keep up. It gets too hectic.
Yeah, aren't most like techno tracks anyways like under like aren't they like 120 plus 130?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, up to 130 basically.
Yeah.
And then you're moving into, you know, sort of big bang inside trance territory.
Yeah.
So yeah, techno, I find most good techno is like 126, 128, 122. And there are sometimes I play 118, really deep, dubby, wobbly, fucked up, tripped out shit, you know?
So,
yeah.
So, I mean, so with yours kind of like BPM, do you like find that you mainly play like in the morning time, or is you just playing that in the night as well?
Play nighttime as well. I mean, there are all shades of dark and light within any BPM range. So you can find music that will spin you out at night. It doesn't have to be fast to be dark,
yeah, of course,
or to be intense.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely. I find myself playing at different stages of the night, morning, or evening. I'm happy to do warm up. I'm happy to end. I'm happy to play in the middle. And I'll tailor it to that juncture in time. Where the dance floor's at, you know.
Okay. So what the stuff that you're going to be releasing, James? What BPM is that going to be mostly at? Do you know?
Well, I'm about to release on Vapor. I think I've got one track at 126, and I think the slowest track's 122. So I've got 4 tracks. I think one's 122, one's 124, or 2 at 124 and 126.
Okay.
The music that I sent you, that was all written at 138.
Oh wow, nice.
34. The mix I sent you.
Yeah.
That's actually going to be going out as a Samathraki are doing a 25-year. I think they're doing a kind of online celebration of.
Oh, okay.
Samathraki. So that mix is actually for that.
For that. Okay.
Especially for them, which is pretty much all my. Yeah.
Okay. And so.
And then I'm doing ambient stuff as well, you know.
You're doing ambient too? Okay. And are you releasing any of your ambient stuff?
I haven't thought about it, to be honest. I've just been writing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got a name? Have you got a name for like your ambient project or?
No.
No. Okay.
No. At the moment, it's just called Ambient Works #1, Ambient Works #2.
Okay.
You know, got names yet. The names I find more difficult than actually writing the music.
Oh, and so do you think I'd be able to have, like, maybe you could send me a couple of tracks just to have a listen to the ambient stuff?
What I've been listening to in the background is, I just finished it today. It's an hour and 10-minute mix of, it's like super chilled.
Okay.
Almost beatless.
Okay.
So I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's meditative.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm so excited. Yeah, I mean, it's great that, you're still like, having, up for DJing and,
Oh, totally. It's in my blood. I love it.
Yeah, and still making music.
It's an intrinsic part of me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I mean, a lot of people now, like from that, era, just like, had it done. Not really into it anymore. So.
Well, that's it. If you're not into it, sure, don't do it. I still fucking love it. I love everything that goes with it. I love producing the music. I love the dance floor. I love everything that goes with it. And as long as I love it and I can still hear, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Well, thumbs up to that. That's awesome. Well,
fair play to you too for delving in and exposing everything and bringing people up and getting people to talk about it. Because, yeah, as you said, people need to, meet the characters.
Yeah.
Find where it comes from. And I think youth, when you have youth on, that'll be amazing. It'll be a really good expose of the hows, wheres, and why-fors and who's and
Yeah.
Because he really does sort of have the kind of the who's who of trance in its early days.
And
it all started from Tip, Man with No Name, to Juno Reactor, Hallucinogen, and the list goes on.
Yeah. I think with youth I'll have to do, because I had Aja on, and Aja has lots to say too, so we had to make part 1 and part 2 with Aja. So I think with youth it'll probably be the same, because
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can almost go back to the 70s, man, and do a whole pre-electronics and then post, so the pre-89, 90, and then post 90 to the present day. Yeah.
But yeah, fingers crossed I can get him on. I did send him a message and he said yeah, he would be up for it, and I said okay, let's make a date, but I'm still trying to confirm that. So
okay.
Yeah, he's somewhere in Spain, up in the mountains. I think.
He's at Space Mountain.
Yeah,
he's got a beautiful studio over there. Home and studio. It's amazing. He does he did do a couple of little festivals there.
Yeah. I heard.
Creative minds. Really cool.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely speaking to you, James.
Likewise, Domino. Likewise.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And
hopefully to see your beaming face.
Yeah, and hopefully we cross paths sometime again.
We shall. Somewhere along the line we will.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And good luck with everything. And I'm, my ears are like going to be pinned for when you're next.
Well, we're linked now, so I'll send you stuff as it comes.
Okay, sounds awesome. Yeah. And thanks everybody here for being here.
Yeah, thank you lot for listening. Sorry I haven't been typing. I'm just not very good at multitasking.
Yeah.
Make contact with me on another platform at a later date.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Well, anyways,
listening, everyone.
Once I post this, if there's any comments, you'll see them anyways, because I'm going to tag you in the live. So if there's, and then you can check it out.
Wicked.
All right. Well, lots of love.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure speaking to you, James.
Likewise.
Yeah, and say hi to your. Huh?
Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do that. When you Flying Rhino's up and running, let's do another one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah? We'll do that.
All right, sounds awesome.
All right, honey.
Okay.
Lots of love to you. Thank you.
Lots of love. Be safe.
Yay.
Yay. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.